ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mark Pyre's Renaissance Man.
Okay, people, gather round. The Mark Pyre's Renaissance Man show. Is he still alive? Wait, hold on, I'm not done. Trying to get to the bottom of this. Number 2. Is he still alive?
He is Dr. Evil.
Why is he still alive, and why did you answer when I was asking number 2? I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. Number 2!
A plan is in the works, Dr. Evil.
This is wonderful news, number 2. Over 1,000 days in a row, we've managed to keep the world from knowing he exists.
Dr. Evil, he's still going and doesn't care.
Well, we need to find another way to stop the show. He's making me look bad, you know? Yeah, no. Perhaps we can make him look like racist or something?
That may work, Dr. Evil.
Perhaps we can get the media to cancel him?
This is your best idea yet, Dr. Evil.
Okay, number 2. Get me Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Evil. Dr. Fauci is on the evil monitor.
Thank you, number 2. Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Evil. It's Dr. Fauci.
Well, Dr. Fauci. It looks like the gig is up. The Renaissance Man show knows all about you.
Yeah, look, they created a character after me. We gotta squash him like the friggin' mouse that he is. He calls me a weasel, Fauci. I'm not a weasel, okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm Dr. Fauci, okay? Don't call me Dr. Weasel Fauci, okay? Because that's anecdotal.
Anecdotal Fauci. That's what they're always making fun of you about. That you're always anecdotal.
No, I know. Like I said, that everything's anecdotal.
Excellent. Dr. Fauci, initiate the final plan.
They never even asked you. Welcome, family and friends, to the Mark Pyre's Renaissance Man Show. We are live every single day of the year for unscripted live comedy, songwriting in the moment, and total inspiration. So join us on a tour of some of the accomplishments and content created in the first 1,000 days, and counting, of Renaissance Man. Since January 1st, 2021, 170 songs have been written and released on iTunes and Spotify. Though my monthly streak has come to an end, I will be dropping many albums for you going forward. Join us for the live comedy news. Every night of the year, 7 stories are chosen, SNL Weekend update style. I've also released 4 feature comedy films. Batmark vs. Supermark, Three's Company the Breakup Artist, A Christmas Story, and Peter Bishop, the Wolf of Crypto. BB Poo Poo! Things were pretty bad for BB Poo Poo at the beginning. Within these comedies, many original characters have surfaced. You know, we have Batmark Dick Facce, which he doesn't look like this really, but that's Foch. And then, of course, Supermark, who's pretty freaking super if you ask me. Just saying. Hammerlin Jameson's a bit of a drunkard, and he tried to get the role of Supermark. It didn't go well. He does all right as a side gig of, newscaster situation. But you can see in that top photo, he's not doing too well these days. Anyway. Dr. Wayne Doppler, tallest man alive, 8'9", Guinness, and he's also in the Batmark and Supermark movie. And Dr. Weasel Fauci, if you don't know who he is, we have 5,647 masks, especially if you're going to Mars. Stuck on Mars. I will be making a movie out of that. Sid 45, make sure you don't get rupees. Sid has rupees literally pouring out of his igloo. Francesco Vigilughi. Look, if you ever need a cartographer, there's just one guy. The Curious Case of Ben Affleck Head. It's about a guy with a head so large he could literally change the poles. Oh, Dystopia 2021. If you missed that, that's the world we're living in today. If you haven't seen it, I did a couple episodes on it. And of course, we have many episodes of Spider-Mark, Peter Marker. If you didn't know, check it out. Mark Pyres of the Caribbean. That was a hilarious movie. And then if you can't dance, you just, watch this episode. There's 2 of them. Really good stuff. And did you watch Match Game? I did it. and Pressure Luck in it. We did a little Pressure Luck style too, Peter DeMarkin. And if you didn't see Waterworld 2027, I'm the last one left because of the bugaboo. We did many other homages to movies and TV shows and Fache Mulder.
Sonny, you still got the cough?
There are over 100 insane scenes with Dick Fache. And then of course I saved the world, saved all the animals and stuff too.
Zucker Chooch, are you kidding me? Excuse me, are you freaking kidding me?
We did a couple raps this year. My Aunt Judy told me I could do a rapper's delight and took a poop in my double diaper. Back to the Future, Mark. Guys, the next movie that's coming out, Back to the Future, Mark. You may not remember some of the characters that I was in the past, so let's just go over it in real time. Marxist, I did it. Ten Commandments. Markstradamus, telling the future, of course. Oh, and the artwork I created as Leo Marco da Vinci. The Mona Lisa, when I got that freaking red, like murdering a family. That was what O.J. Simpson of the 1600s. Hey, Michelangelo, after you finish that, sculpture, you think you could paint the ceiling? Got it. Circumnavigating the globe is Mark Jellin. Markola Tesla? If I didn't do my time here as Markola, you guys would have nothing when it comes to electricity. I still can't believe it. I'm sitting there, I'm writing the Fur Elise, right? I'm in the middle of it, and they're scratching it out and they're writing freaking that hack Beethoven's name on it, right? Don't even get me started on what they did when I was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Doing the fifth and taking all that work. And then, like modern days, when I'm doing Mark and M, doing the 8 Mile situation. And like Mark and M's the man now, but like what I paved the way is the Marktorious B.I.G. as well. When I was Mark Claude Van Damme, I remember that one. Oh, Mark Schwarzenegger? You didn't know I was Mark Schwarzenegger? Yeah, that was funny when I worked next to DeVito. The Emancipation Marklamation of 1863. I did my time as Abraham Mark Lincoln. You guys didn't know I was Abraham Mark? You guys are all Mark Della. That's why this is all part of the Mark Della effect. Everybody's like, Mandela, man. No, it's Mark Della. Get with it. And then the time I was Mark Guyver, remember, you give me a freaking toothpick and like some tooth floss and we're off. I'm building a bomb. So that's just a good overview of a lot of the shows, not all of them. We have tons of new gear up on the website, guys, markpires.com. And there you can pick up your gear, you can pick up a signed CD, and also don't forget about beatseat.rocks, my invention that I patented. This is her sitting on it, and this is a little demo I made. Welcome to beatseat.rocks. My name is Mark Pires, and I'm the inventor of the Beat Seat. Today I'm going to share all of the details of the Beat Seat. It's the ultimate percussion drum. You can play it with your hands and feet while sitting completely upright. It's got 4 playable panels, omnitone, everywhere you hit it sounds different. It's the first drum you could sit completely upright and play with your hands and feet at the same time. It's the Beat Seat. It's the only drum that you could play with your hands and feet while sitting completely upright. Anything you'd play in a drum kit, you could play on this, because you're playing with your entire body, but you're sitting upright. Your feet do this. So that's the Beat Seat, the ultimate percussion drum. You can play it with your hands, with your feet at the same time. It has unlimited tones. There's so much to explore. I hope to build one for you. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. And of course, fam, I can't leave you without a little bit of motivation. So take these quotes with you as we get ready to rock for one more night. And yes, we will be doing it again tomorrow. So, until I see you in just a moment, it's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man.
When the wind starts blowing, I'm going to find a way. Some night when the world stops hating, we're going to find a way.
Picture tickets are available at the box office. Thanks for helping us keep the theater clean. As you exit the auditorium, please deposit litter in trash receptacles in the lobby. Please be considerate and don't talk during the show.
Thank you for coming to Lowe's. Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show.
It's officially Monday. It's Mark Pyres. I was walking down the and it's Renaissance Man. I'm here to ease my mind and help my living. It's Renaissance Man. It's daily variety show Mark Pyres Renaissance Man. I'm here to connect with you, to amplify your current state. And I'm here with you on day 1190 in a row of the Renaissance Man Show. And we're going to get into it just like we do every day. Of course, I'm trying to get TikTok to enjoy the show here, but it's not working very well. Guys, head over to YouTube. The link is in the bio. This is the longest running daily variety show on planet Earth, and I'm trying to bring you in, but it's not working out the way I'd like. There we go. That's a little bit better. So, guys, we're here. We got some comedy news. If you heard about it, Elon Musk, he's doing his thing, buying some Twitter. He's the freaking Twitter king, right? Got Joanne in the back doing a Weezeroo, just in case you guys are wondering. But if you are looking to join us, and my brother Rip Curl, who's with us over here on Tube, we're on YouTube, we're on Rumble, we're on D-Live, we are on LinkedIn, we're on Twitch. Join us on one of these platforms. You can see the full green screen experience. Renaissance Man Show doing it. So I just want to say hi to each and every one of you. We're counting it down to 2,000, Bobby says. No, we're 10 days away from 1,200 days in a row of the Renaissance Man Show. That is 2 hours every single day of positivity, live songwriting, comedy, no script. Everything happens here in the moment. We're about to premiere a new song for you. I'm very excited about this as soon as Zabrowski gives us a woohoo, right? If you haven't yet, give me a follow here on TikTok. Smash the friggin' hell out of that screen. The more you hit it, the more people are going to show up. They're going to be like, oh, what's this about? Maybe I won't do a scrollaroo. Don't do a scrollaroo. You got to hang out, watch the show. Doing 2 hours of positivity. The world needs more positivity. In fact, I don't know of many places where all you get is love. And that's what this show's been about for 1,190 days in a row. And we're just trying to catch each other up into a new level of positivity. Something that can just make us feel better about everything. And right now, there's not much to feel good about. So as long as you can take a few minutes out of your day and be a part of some creation, I think that that'll give you some perspective. Perspective is the one thing we don't have when you're living in fear, which is what they're pushing us towards. So I'm going to play you something, but only after Zabrowski gives us our woohoo. What's that? No, Joanne, stop it. Hey, so many perfect ways to spend. Guys, this song was recorded in 2007, and Zabrowski did it. No, Zabrowski did a great job on this one. I think your performance was one of a kind. Not as good as the woohoo, but good. All right, Zabrowski, ready for it. Get a little coffee to start us off. Matt Zabrowski, can you give us a woohoo, please? Woohoo! Right? You know, when you're there and a woohoo comes out, and you're just feeling but all of a sudden you get the woohoo. Jack Servold in the house. Oh my goodness. Let me say hi to everybody. Bobby, good to see you. And Brittany, Christine Seidman, Jack Servold, Pamela Swan. There's nothing better than seeing a Pamela Swan swimming in the freaking pond. Raven Kiefer doing it. Renee Woods. So good to see you. Rip Curl, my brother Rip's here. Guys, if you haven't followed, subscribed to Rip Curl and Christine Seidman yet, what are you doing? And also, of course, give a follow to Mark Wages, give a follow to EMA, my brother Ron. And then, of course, you got to go to Marfugel because he mentions the show as well. And I love the fact that he's providing everybody with truth. When we are trying to do the same thing, which is to break through a wall of suppression that I think is basically, it's not just one or two people. It's anybody who speaks against what the current narrative is. So you just have to support each other because the only way you can get your word out is through each other's audiences. You were not able to reach the masses. And what I've learned actually by seeing some of the responses back on TikTok, finally to a few pieces of content that got through is, a lot of people feel the same way I do. They just have never heard me speak. They've never had a chance to catch up and see the show at all. So if you are here on TikTok, head over to YouTube and enjoy the show with us over here. And we're building out the platform here. I think we're getting close to 10,000 subs. Yeah, we're getting pretty close, guys, which is very interesting because this has been a really, every single day, it's 1,190 days in a row. But we're kicking it together. And I think what's important is it's the same family members coming back every day. And that means that we're building the most important thing, which is love and trust and learning that there's a place to come in order to feel free and to let it all out. So I want to play you guys a song that makes me feel free and it will help us all out. It's called Down in the Caribbean and I just completed it. The final version is right here. It won't be coming out for a few days, but I'm going to put a backdrop on TikTok while this goes. Check this out.
Sitting on the dock now, yeah. I rented a fishing rod, giving that my shot now. Yeah, I'm gonna try to catch myself a swordfish. I don't know, gonna make a wish under the star. I've been sitting in this same position for 8 hours and none yet. Not even a bite, even from a guppy or a great white. I don't know, I think I'm about to quit. Yeah, I gotta go home and get some halibut. Yeah, I'll get it from the store. Who needs to try to catch it anyway? You know I'm in the Caribbean. They got the greatest food. Gonna pick it up at DoorDash. Gonna get it home. Gonna throw some of that ketchup on the side, don't you know? Yeah, cause halibut got a little bit, and he's getting lit, set, yeah. Down in the Caribbean, yeah. Oh, down in the Caribbean.
the lays, all the guys got their eyes on them. Hey, hey, hey. Just waiting for a moment to say, hey, hey, hey. They're dancing on the dance floor, got their hips moving back and forth, yeah. Down in the Caribbean, oh, palm trees, oh, they're swaying all around me. Oh, ladies there on the dance floor, got the lays on, yeah, got them hips shifting back and forth, yeah. Yeah, the drinks flowing, passing around, yeah. Oh, down in the Caribbean, yeah, yeah. Oh, down in the Caribbean, yeah, yeah, yeah. Down in the Caribbean, I can hear the calypso music in the air. Got the lays, they do the sway, lips to getting down, yeah. I can even feel the sun rays shining down late at night. Hey, it's so warm all the time. Down in the Caribbean, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sun rises, the sunset, yeah, you're sitting all day, go jumping in the water when you're getting too hot, yeah, you need to get wet, yeah, you gotta refresh yourself here. Down in the Caribbean, yeah, yeah, yeah. Down in the Caribbean, yeah. Down in the Caribbean. Nathan, so very nice to see you here on YouTube. Guys, if you're tuning in on TikTok, head over to YouTube. Link in bio. This is the longest running live variety show on planet Earth, day 1,190 in a row. What you heard is what we do, and what you saw. Nathan's here for the first time. We write songs live in the moment, so I wrote that song live the other day, Nathan, and we're about to play you another one that I just wrote the other day and just released. And we've got 170 songs on Spotify from the last 13 months. Every month for 13 months, I released an album of songs I wrote live right here that you guys requested. Most of the songs were requests. You know, someone said, write a song about a plow guy. I wrote a really cool tune about a plowman blues. We wrote a lot of songs last year. This year, I'm taking a different approach. I'm going to release some albums. It's not going to be every month, but I will be releasing albums this year. And these songs, like what you just heard, Down in the Caribbean, and this one right here has got something crazy to it because it goes old school hip hop. And remember, every single thing I sing, every single thing I play is literally in the moment. There is no script here at all. So we're just living in this second, exploring. And when you see me close my eyes in the middle of these songs, it's because I'm going somewhere and I'm bringing back what I find. And it happens, and it just continues to keep happening. So I'm just thanking the Lord that I'm able to keep channeling that message I believe that He has for the world. And it's like 170 times in a row these songs have gone out in the universe, and there's a lot of power behind these words that are coming out of the moment. And I've written a lot of songs with a pen. I just don't play them anymore here. I don't play any of the songs I wrote with a pen. I take a topic and I write a song. The other day someone, oh my goodness, we're going to play this one too. Someone said, write a song about golf. Golf? Wait till you hear the song I wrote about golf. I was like, what the freak? But it just, I don't know. Something takes over and we just roll with it. And I think that may be End Days. I'm not sure. We're talking about the End Days. I'm not sure if that's the golf song, but one of these songs is a golf song. I was like, what the freaking, I couldn't believe it came out. We have comedy news still left tonight, guys. We improvise. We have 4 feature films, comedy films here in the last 6 months. Batmark versus Supermark, Three's Company, The Breakup Artist, A Christmas Story. Every Christmas we should be watching that. It's pretty silly stuff. And then a crypto movie I did, which is called The Wolf of Crypto. It's Peter Bishop, character I made up in the moment. And he basically destroys everybody, steals all their money. Rug pull, you know. Look, but when you're doing it and you're taking all their riches and then you tell them to start over, you go and figure it back out. You got the cushy life now. Now you got to go back to square one, you know. You could do it, though. We're cheering you on from the sideline with your money in the Lamborghini that I bought with your cash. So, guys, we're done. Next one, this is the song. Like I said, I don't know which one it is, but I think it's the one I want to play for you, which is called The End Days. Let's see if this is the one. It may not be. We're going to play whatever's next, and we'll see. Here we go. Oh, yeah. What? That's my invention, the Beat Seat, the first drum for singer-songwriters. You can get one at beatseat.rocks. Saturday night. Going on down to the night, to the day. I've been taking it all in, yeah. Watching the world spin out of control. The end days. Talking about the end days. Talking about the end days. Yeah, coming in the day. Yeah, you can't stop now. Momentum bringing us down day by day. Talking about the end days. It's like a cyclone bring us down around, yeah. Oh, it's gonna be about the end days. Talking about the end We're talking about the end days. Yeah. Tell them. We're talking about the end days. They're coming around the corner. I don't know what, but I don't wanna be a goner. No, I'm hoping that someone will save the day. So I show up here and I try to play. I try to get into the moment. I'm going to own it. I'm going to find something. We're talking about We're talking about the end days. Yep. You can't get phased. No. You got to get yourself prepped. Get yourself to the store while there's still stuff on the shelves. Cause you know it ain't gonna be there for long. Yeah. It's like the crazy people going out to get 60,000 rolls of toilet paper. You know you don't need that much. What are you wiping your butts 50,000 times a day? Look. Share that toilet paper, what'd you say? And Jeff Bezos comes and says, look, we have plenty of toilet paper. I'm Jeff Bezos, and I'm a billionaire. And Bezos had to say, look, Amazon stock is up big. I'm paying my investors on top of their original investment. I'm Bezos. He's Bezos. And Bezos did his thing all through the Blandemaru. Guess who? Guess who else came out? That's right, Mark Zuckerchooch too. What? Yeah, my name is Zuckerchooch. We know, you're Zuckerchooch. Yeah, we know. Everything you do, you like to suppress, don't you? Look, we said we'd have a song about suppression. I guess we got to give you a lesson. Marcus Zuckerchooch. You think that everybody got to say what you want them to say, and if you don't, you can put them away. Yeah, you digging a hole. Yeah, you're throwing them down. Yeah, you're covering it over, and you're saying what I don't hear a sound. Even though, yeah, the people be screaming out loud, talking about the end. Mark Zuckerchooch. Yep, he's a commonator. I don't know what we want to call him. He's a lotter, and definitely he's not an American. No, I don't even know if he's human. Yo, I'm thinking that he may be a robot or maybe an alien. I don't really know, the case is still out, but I'll give you a shout. Oh, when I find out, yeah, I got a couple people looking, this spying on him. You know he's got the people looking over his shoulder like he's trying to figure if he's getting older. No, he's looking like he's getting younger. He got a Benjamin Button thing going down. Yeah, I'm thinking definitely he's alien, cause he can't be doing that unless he found the next genetic, the connection to the past. Yeah, he's a reverse in time. Yeah, a genetic modification. Yeah, cause you know that would give him elation, cause he's original to the adrenochrome. Yeah, you know, and I can't say that word anywhere, cause then they're gonna pull you down. Yeah, 15 seconds of flat. Yeah, you can't get any better than that. No, talking about the ending. You talk about the ending. About the end of the days. Get it. Woo. Oh yeah. Woo! Talking about the end days. When a song like that comes out of the moment, you're like, yep, I think I'll do it. I think I'll do it. Is Ed? Our brother Ed is on, guys. We love you, Ed. We're tubing it. This song right here is the other one. That's the golf song, I think. Check this out. This is crazy. A song about golf. Here you go. I even said it. A song about golf. A song about golf about? We'll see. Okay. What do we got? I likey. When I was young, I didn't know anything about golf, no. I would see it on the TV, I would switch the channel ASAP. I don't know when the switch went off for me. Now that I'm thinking, I recall I was with my friend Billy, yeah, and his dad, and they brought me out to play golf. I was 16 years old. I didn't know how to do a thing but play baseball, so I swung like a maniac. Yeah, tried to hit the ball as far as I could. I didn't know that you've got to have a touch. Yeah, you got to take out the wedge and try to pull it up. Years later, I would be walking all along down the course at the end of a slow day. I got a few minutes to spare, maybe a hole I can try to. Day in, day out.
can break free. For a moment, iron my driver, my 7-iron, yeah, my wedgie. I put it all down, not picking it up again. Why? 'Cause this world's dying, and I'll keep trying to reach out to you each night. And if I'm here forever, and I don't swing a club again, it would be a shame, but there's work to be done, yeah, work that needs to be done every day, yeah, I'm not wasting my time no more. Who's got 4 or 5 hours to spend, yeah, walking around the forest now and then? Used to be good when I was younger, but when you got 3 kids and a wife and a house and mortgage, you got to get your priorities together, yeah. So I work, I come here and I rock out with you every night, 'cause I won't ever play golf again if it means I'll leave you. No, 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 I miss the swing when I wait for the crowd we bring, with the light we bring and build together, yeah, we're going to change the global weather, yeah, society will change, and golf could never do that, no, so I keep soldiering on day in, day out. Let it play out, yeah, yeah. Let it play out. Day in, day out. Day in, day out. I'll keep shooting her right here, day, so day in, day out. Keep writing songs right in the moment, like we're doing right now. Day in, day out. We had nothing, got something now, yeah. Oh, day in, day out. Everybody asks for a song. Oh, why can't you play a golf song? And day in, day out. So we're here, like we've been for 1,185 days in a row. Yeah, day in, day out. Yes, I never missed a night for you. No, they just get the show from you. Oh, so get on board, yeah, day in, day out. Day in, day out. Day in, day out. I'm going to show up every day, day in, day out. Oh. Day in, day out. Day in, day out. Day in, day out. I'll keep showing up day in, day out. Day in, day out. Day in, day out, yes. So that will go on the next album as well. So we're getting through them right now. I turned the TikTok family over so they could see me from a side weird angle. So if you're seeing that, head over to YouTube. Christine Seidman, you rock. Thank you so much for your donation and congratulations, early congratulations on your first grandchild due in 2 days, Noah Daniel. You know, I think that is definitely a song right there, Noah Daniel. It's actually an acoustic song. Now, I don't have the acoustic hooked up, though. That's the only problem. It's going to be. So I think what I have to do is we're going to do this at some point, but we have to figure out a song for Noah Daniel. It's not plugged in. It's going to take me a few seconds to get it set up in order to play an acoustic song. But we are going to be playing a song, whether it's tonight or tomorrow or the next episode. We're doing a song, and it has to be perfect, of course. And that's why I think it may have to be a double-decker. Noah Daniel. Noah Daniel, yeah. Let me just write down the name so I can make sure I can start letting that rattle around my head a little bit. Noah Daniel. I like that name. Freaking saving all two of everything. Noah Daniel's coming along to save two of everything. We're going to be so pumped when all of a sudden the freaking Ark shows up and we're like, oh, Noah Daniel's here in order to make it happen. That was the day. for human beings that they started to talk about. It was, remember the day Noah Daniel was born and then the plan was hatched? Yeah, we know. We heard about the hatched plan. Didn't go too well, though, right? It went a little sideways in 2027. Fauci. Look, when you're dealing with a Dr. Weasel Fauci and he just doesn't want to give up the reins, you know. Mangala, you know. Just giving you a little bit of inside information in case you didn't know, you know. But when the Noah Daniel situation, they call it the situation, the Noah Daniel situation takes place, and all of a sudden, you know, world saved. 2 hens, 2 freaking sheep, you know. 2 caribou. Joanne, I'm sorry, the 2 caribou that I was going to give you, we gave to Noah Daniel, so now we have 2 on the ark. You know, we're ready to roll. When you got 2 of everything, we don't need 2. No, we don't need 2 Joannes. I'm sorry. We're good. We're good on that, you know, on that stock. We're not looking for extra chattel. No, Joanne, I get it. You want to be a part of the, you know, the ark, you know, but you're not. That you're absolutely actually excluded. There's a list that God made, and he said you cannot bring Joanne Soros on the ark. Not allowed. No, Joanne, no amount of money. She goes, maybe my father could just buy me a ticket. No, I'm sorry. George Soros? Yeah, no, he can't buy you a ticket. He's working on one for himself, though, just so you know. He's trying to get one for himself, first class. You know, he's not going to take a, you know, second class. He's not going to be going in coach, you know. It's Soros. He's like working on paying for his first class ticket. And if he can't get it, I'm not sure how he's going to react. Maybe he'll go down under, because people in the coach are going to probably throw things at him. So he may have to go underground with the dogs and the cats, you know, and like the, you know, the underground storage. Creeper. He's a creeper. You guys know that. So look, the last thing we have here, this is another song from the other day. I don't even know what the hell this one was, but this will give me an opportunity to get up, set up at the other thing. This is long though. What the hell is this, Joanne? Joanne, what are we doing over here with that one? You give me a long one? No, I get it, Joanne. I get it. She's like, you do have to do that thing, you know, you had to do. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. So maybe I should play that one. I'm not sure what it is though. Let's see. A song about golf. We just freaking played that, dude. What are we talking? Right, Joanne? What's that? No, Joanne, stop it with the wheezing. We're over you and your wheezing. We don't want any more of it. You know. She keeps impressing people with the wheeze, though. People are like, ooh, that's a really good one. No, I'm sorry. Not a good one at all. It's a really bad one. People are complaining. Doctors are calling in to the show now, try to diagnose it. What is that wheeze situation you got? I don't know. Why don't you help us out, Doc? Doc, we're working for answers here. We're looking. We got a GoFundMe for Joanne. Speaking of the GoFundMe, we don't have a GoFundMe for this show, but we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/markpires. And you could also support the show by clicking the Linktree link below, and that is a direct donate link through, I think, PayPal and Square or Stripe, one of those situations down there. But all donations are very much appreciated. Like Christine Simon, we're going to get a song together for her. So let me play something here, and it'll allow me to get set up. You know what I'm going to actually do is play a piece of comedy, I believe. Maybe a Trumper show or something. We got on it yesterday, so I'm like kind of feeling a little nostalgia. You know what I mean? Doing a little nostalgia. When you're doing a little nostalgia deal, should we go with it, guys? Do you want to? Should we do the, you know, the one? Of course, we have lots of the ones like episode 25, which is gaslighting an American election. Don't want to do that one. That was not going to work. How about we put on episode 16? Does anybody know what episode 16 is by chance? Let's just get into it.
Hammerl and Jameson introducing episode 16 of the Donald Trump Show, The Gates to Evil.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me on episode 16 of the Donald Trump Show. Today we're talking about Dr. Evil. That's right. Bill Gates, Fauci. They're all in it together. And I think you'll be surprised when you see Vladimir Putin in the mix. and even George Soros. So we're going to get into it now. Let's take a look at the first piece. Dr. Evil, are you there? Well, hi, Bill Gates. How are you? Do you have a second to talk? Yep, I'm here in the evil lair right now. I heard about all your work on the vaccines. Quite promising. Hold on. Put you on speakerphone. So tell me, what's the latest, Bill? Look, we have to get our vaccines in order if we want to try to stop the spread of the coronavirus. And consequently, I own all of the patents and I have all of the companies that are actually going to provide the vaccines. And Moderna, you may have heard of, that's actually my company. I'm going to be the one who makes all the money at the end. But we have to do it. It's going to kill a lot of people, and it's going to put a lot of more money in my pocket to be the shelf effect, where everybody else dies and I get everything. I'm going to try to take over the world, is really the plan here. Look, Bill, that's usually what we do here at Evil Headquarters. I'm frickin' Dr. Evil. Anyway, how can I help? Well, it looks like I've got everybody lined up and ready for the big reveal. They're all afraid. They're at home quarantined, and they're not sure if it's safe to go outdoors. So they're ready for the takedown. Yeah, I get it. You want to take over the world. People are starting to understand that I have an ulterior motive, and it's financially based, it's population reduction based, and they don't like it. And I just want to try to find out how to do it successfully like you did. I don't have time to give you the ins and outs. Do you have any tips or suggestions that you can give me? Well, Bill, fear seems low. I would release the murder hornets. Well, I really appreciate your advice, Dr. Evil. I know you've gone through this before. I do take over the world at least once a month. I think it's very important that we do this the right way. The right way is the only way. If we do it correctly from the beginning, then I'm going to be the leader of the world. Look, Bill, I'm going to be honest with you. What's yours is mine. I'm just going to do it all myself. I already released the murder hornets. Don't open your windows. Frankly, I was shaken by the images. I could not believe it when I had this YouTube video sent to me. These things are going on behind the Trumpers' back. And I don't like it. No. We're going to stop the Dr. Evil. We're going to stop Bill Gates. He's not even a freaking doctor. You know that, right? He's not a doctor. Doesn't even play a doctor on TV. He just pretends. He walks around, puts a stethoscope on, I think, when he's at home. Melinda, look, I've got a stethoscope on. I'm a doctor. No, you're not. You're just a stupid billionaire. Well, look, let's keep going. Let's see what these morons are up to. Number 2, get me Bill Gates.
Dr. Evil. Bill Gates is on the evil monitor.
Bill, it's Dr. Evil. Oh, hi, Dr. Evil. How are you? I'm doing great, Bill. So glad to get you on the line again. I think it's about time we release our secret weapon. Can you get him on the line, number 2?
Dr. Evil. Call on the evil monitor.
Dr. Fauci, it's Dr. Evil.
Hello, Dr. Evil.
Look, Fauci, we need you to continue pushing the narrative. If we want them to take the vaccine, they need to be scared. So we need the public to believe that they're in danger. And the only one who's in control of that right now is Dr. Fauci.
Well, we have to be very careful. We can't let the president know what we're doing.
Look, we need to continue to push fear. If we want them to take the vaccine, we're going to have to pretend that they need it. So I'm going to get onto every network station, and I'm going to continue to push the narrative. I'm thinking about deploying the murder hornets.
We should probably be searching for a murder hornet vaccine as we speak.
This sounds like a great idea, Dr. Fauci. Get on it, and I'll see you guys soon. Just remember, keep me apprised. Wait, no, hold on, I'm not done.
We're going to have to continue to act stealth with this mission.
One more thing. Don't forget our mantra. We all need vaccines.
That we all need vaccines. And I will eventually take over the world.
See, this is the agenda of the New World Order, run by Bill Gates, President Xi-Hole. They drop a virus, I call it the Fluhan, on the world. They cripple the global economic system. They put everybody in quarantine. They gotta wear a mask. You can't go out without a mask. And everybody's still fine. The death rate's like the frickin' flu. And they say everybody must get a vaccine. Look, I'll tell you what. I'm Donald J. Trump, and I won't be getting a vaccine. You've got an immune system for a reason. You don't need an immunity like a vaccine made by people like Fauci that just are trying to line their pockets with dollar bills, y'all. So take a look at this last clip. Kinda pisses me off. He called me on pocket dial. You'll see, take a look.
Number 2, get me Bill Gates on the evil monitor.
Dr. Evil, Bill Gates, is on the evil monitor.
Well, hi, Dr. Evil. How are you? So glad to speak to you. I'm just here talking to the press right now. Is there something I could do for you?
Oh, Donald, I'm sorry. This is actually a pocket dial. I'm gonna have to call you back.
Okay, Dr. Evil.
Number 2! That was too freaking close, number 2.
I'm sorry, Dr. Evil. Bill Gates on the evil monitor.
Hi, Bill. It's Dr. Evil. How are you? Hi, Dr. Evil. How are you? I'm good, Bill. Are we still on track to take over the world? So Dr. Fauci went on the front lines again today and told people they need to do even more extensive social distancing. They need to stay away from each other more. We have to develop the vaccine before too many people die, and then we won't be able to make all of that money. And what does Fauci have to say about it? I'm going to try to get Dr. Fauci on right now. Dr. Fauci, are you there?
Bill, how are you?
It's Bill and Dr. Evil, and he's on the evil monitor with us.
Dr. Evil.
Gentlemen, the fear-mongering's not working. You're going to have to find a different strategy.
I'm getting very nervous about this, Dr. Evil. I think I may back out of this entire thing if we don't bring the vaccine to market next week. I'm out.
Take a breath real quick, Dr. Fauci, because we're almost there. All right, we put all the money out there. We have the patents, and we have everybody at home right now. So all you have to do is continue the narrative.
The president is starting to become suspicious of Fauci.
Dr. Fauci, we really need you to come through for us here.
Look, the president is smarter than he pretends to be.
Fauci, failure is not an option here.
I'm sorry, gentlemen, but I will not take a fall for two megalomaniacs.
Okay. I think I've heard enough. Excuse me. Yes, release the murder hornets. Yes, Bill Gates' house and Dr. Fauci's. That's right. Yep, thank you. Okay, yep, fantastic. I'm sorry, gentlemen. I just can't stand you anymore.
Look, I have to thank MAGA lover QAnon 1984 for sharing these 3 videos with me. Oh, wait a second, I'm getting in my ear that we have one more for you. Hold on one moment. Let's get to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the scene is set. Number 2.
Dr. Evil, Vladimir Putin's on the phone.
Dr. Evil, it's Vladimir. We have the news.
Well, it's really good to have you on the line, Vladimir. I'm so glad that our plan is working.
Right now is good mission. Is an American run.
Look, all I want you to know, Vladimir, is that we have to put the pressure on. More cities.
They riot in the street. Good.
Now to part 2, our secret weapon. You know who I'm talking about. Let's get him on the line.
Dr. Evil, George Soros is on the line.
George.
Dr. Evil.
What's the deal?
Can I play too?
What you got going on over there? Give us the scoop.
I want to play.
Let me put you on speaker. Yep, here we go. What do you got, George?
I'll put money in as well, and we could take over the solar system.
We have to find a way to stabilize Donald Trump as well.
Bring Trump Walker to me. I will turn him, or I will destroy him.
You know, I have to say, I did not expect to see George Soros turn into Emperor Palpatine. Who knew? Who knew that Emperor Palpatine was really George Soros? Typecast. Typecast, really. I heard he also played Jabba the Hutt. They didn't really even need to use any makeup. Look, the one thing I'll tell you about Donald J. Trump is I keep my friends close, but I keep my enemies closer. I'm gonna call Dr. Evil right now. That's right. We're gonna have a conversation about all of these videos because I don't like when people come after the Trump.
Hold on, people. The phone is ringing. Number 2.
Dr. Evil, there's a call on the evil monitor. It's Donald Trump.
Thank you, number 2. Hi, Donald. It's Dr. Evil. How are you?
Dr. Evil, you're live right now on the Donald Trump show.
Oh, really? Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me put you on speaker. What can I do for you, Donald?
You're actually the subject of episode 16 of the Trump show, and I just found 4 videos, quite incriminating. And before I send them to the high courts, I just wanted to see if you have anything you'd like to say.
Well, Donald, simply put, I'm freaking Dr. Evil.
Look, Dr. Evil, you know, we've had a pretty good working relationship in the past, but that all comes to an end now. Next time you think you could take advantage of the Trumper, just get ready for a steaming pile of rockets all over your face. I'm gonna drop them all over your evil compound, wherever it is.
I wish you lots of luck on your search, Donald.
We're gonna find you, Dr. Evil. I'm going to find you.
Look, Donald, I really don't care how you feel. Sorry.
Perhaps if I tell you about the newest technology we're gonna use to take you out in your compound, would that interest you, Dr. Evil?
No matter what tech you have, Donald, you get... Hello? Donald? Number 2! He hung up again, motherfucker!
You guys don't even know that the where that becomes funny is because I made 12 episodes prior to this that are just without video, and every single time Trump hangs up on Dr. Evil, it's just hilarious. He goes from son of a to mother.
Are you kidding? Number 2, he hung up again. What are we doing? Trying to figure it out.
The Canadian comes out of Mike Myers when he does Dr. Evil every once in a while, you know. Figure it out, and he does stuff like that.
You figure it out, Scott. You figure it out.
Oh, goodness. You know, guys, when we're doing a Dr. Evil episode, you know, goodness, and you got it, and you're making magic happen with it, you know. By the way, I'm uploading that to TikTok, the entire thing. That is a friggin' ridiculous one. They're all kind of ridiculous. I want to play you one more. I think, like, if you guys remember, did anybody see the actual, like, debates? You know, because when I saw the debates, I was like, holy
It's
cow.
Hammerlin James.
I guess we're getting into him right away, but when I saw the debates, I was like, what the? Yeah, let's just get into him now. Here we go.
It's Hammerlin Jameson live from the studio, but let's head to Donald Trump show for the first presidential debate. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald J. Trump.
Thank you for joining me on the 27th episode of the Donald Trump Show. That's right, it's the official, real talk presidential debate between me and Sleeps Over Joe Biden. Yeah, you guys are looking forward to it, I know. You can't wait to see the Trumper demolish him. I can't either, but you're going to be surprised. Yeah, all of you, you think it's going to be easy, right? It's not so easy. Watch, I'm going to show you especially, because I know you had his special goggles that he was wearing. But anyway, look, it's It's the first debate, and as always, not fair for the Trumper. But let's get into it. Here we go.
Good evening, and welcome to the 2020 presidential debates. I'm Chris Wallace, and I'm with Fox News. Tonight I'll be the moderator, and we will be asking President Donald J. Trump and Joe Biden, former vice president, a select set of questions, and you, the people, will get to make the judgment on who is equipped to be the president of the United States. Neither have gotten the questions, except for Joe Biden. There are no listening devices, and Joe Biden does not have a pair of contact lenses that are acting like teleprompters. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Donald J. Trump and Joe Biden.
How you doing, man? I'm well.
Mr. President, I want to start this off light. Why are you such a xenophobe and racist?
Always with the softballs, huh, Chris? Love it. Look, I've been here for 47 months, and I've never gotten a straight question from you, really. I mean, seriously, do you want to just, throw money at Biden now? Honestly, what I could tell you is this, Chris. I put a bounty out there, $1 million, which is kind of like nothing to me, to anybody who could prove that I'm a racist or xenophobe, because all I've ever done is care for all of the people on the planet. What's the sleep sofa's excuse with the crime bill, huh?
Well, we'll get to that, Mr. President, but my next question is for the Vice President. Mr. Vice President, what kind of car do you drive?
Well, I drive a Cobra, man. That's right, my Aunt Judy told me I should look, only cool guys named Joe drive Cobras. So look, I get the sunroof down, I put down the top, and I keep going. Sometimes Joe and I go for a long ride in the woods together. And look, my Aunt Judy said that it's all about the car you drive. What? Can you? I can't believe it. I'm trying to. I got 2 minutes, I thought. I'm not allowed to speak. I want to. Hey, why don't you shut up there, you clown? Unbelievable.
You're a clown.
Everything I'm trying to do, he's stepping all over it.
You gotta
Mr.
be
President,
freaking kidding me.
Mr. President, your team agreed to 2 uninterrupted minutes, and you can't seem to follow the rules. Mr. President, how did you bumble the coronavirus so royally?
You've got to be freaking kidding me. The questions I'm getting. You ask him what kind of car he's driving?
Yeah, my Aunt
I've
Judy
been trying
told me
to.
about that car. I've been driving it since
Are you
I was
kidding me?
17
This
years
guy's
old.
trying to
I was
make
sitting on
noise
the
in my
side
ear
of the
now.
What? Huh?
No problems from my perspective.
You're like putting it up on the tee for him, and he's knocking it out of the park. And then you're asking me oh, could you tell us about Tenochtitlan? Look, I can't tell you about Tenochtitlan, okay? I probably could. I have total recall. Not like the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, I don't really like Arnold. He's not really much of a Terminator, really.
They say I have a problem with my mind. Look what he's talking about now.
I'll tell you what, Sleeps Over, Joe. Terminator was a great movie, but I'm going to terminate you. That's right. I'm going to take you down in the square. I'm going to invite President Xi-Hole to watch me dismember you, really. And look, when he goes back to Tiananmen Square to share the news with all of his people, they'll say Donald J. Trump is amazing. I mean, nobody's ever seen anything like this before. There's never been anybody like me, really.
Well, President Trump, just to follow up on that, why did you not denounce the white supremacists? And why are we continued to see racism in the streets?
See, this is the crap I'm talking about. They gang up on me. I mean, Chris Wallace is working for the Biden campaign. Look, there's very few white supremacists out there, but like I said, stand down, people. At least stand by for a little while, because we need to stop the Antifa scum. But of course, look at the sleep sofa over there. He's trying to blame me for Antifa. Let's just be very clear. If these people were my people, the press never would have said that they were peaceful protests. They would have been like, oh, Trump bad. Look, rioting in the streets, they're killing and murdering and all kinds of bad things. But no, it was like, oh, look, they're making flower pots and look, they're kissing each other. And with coronavirus, too, no masks, no spread there. It was all Trump rallies, really, but not the spread from the rioting, from Joe Biden's campaign. And look, did you see gaslighting an American election? I mean, it's all right there, people.
So why don't you condemn the Antifa and the
Shut
white
up,
supremacy
Joey
stuff?
Futon.
Mr. Vice President, you've been a successful senator for 47 years and a vice president for 8 years, and a great vice president at that. What would you do to continue that legacy as president?
Look, you got that one right. My Aunt Judy told me that we should try to put our heads down and do what Rap Rock did.
Did he just call Barack?
She said, look, if they don't vote for me, then they ain't black. So we're trying to get that out into the communities.
We'll gloss right over that one.
So no retort? No retort from you. He says, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, and you're not even going to respond, Chris Wallace?
Well, I'm not really sure what the problem is with that statement, Mr. President.
Look, you guys could clearly see that they have it for Trump. And we didn't even get it to talk about all of the good things that we've done for the country. Because Chris Wallace decided to become Joe Biden's #1 fan, really. Anyway, I've got to go, but I'll see you on the next Donald Trump show. Have a good night.
So, guys, this is going to be 2 movies, essentially. It's going to be split into 2, unless I can make a 4-hour movie, but I don't think people want to watch a 4-hour movie. So it'll most likely be 2 2-hour movies, and it's going to be the first 18 episodes and then the second 17 plus some extras. This stuff is crazy. I did 35 different episodes, then a ton of other things. I mean, every day of the year before the election, I did Donald Trump face swaps where he was calling me and talking to me on a daily. And we did some crazy bits. In fact, I'm just going to go through just a couple of random things. This right here should have been like everywhere. And I should drop this again on TikTok. Check this out.
It's Felix Robertson live from the studio, and we're joining Joe Biden for his newest commercial. Let's go to him, Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden, soon the president.
Look, my Aunt Judy told me to come down here and say a couple words. So I'm going to read off this teleprompter here. We're going to have a conversation about Donald Trump. Everybody's dying right now because of this president. He's the one who brought coronavirus to America. He distributed it, and he has all the people. Look, the facts are, the people on the streets are rioting in the streets because of Donald Trump. They love Trump so much that they're rioting in the streets. That's right, it's the right-wing radicals. And my Aunt Judy told me that if I come out and start speaking against it, that maybe Donald Trump's supporters will stop all the rioting in the streets. Look, I think you gotta go out and vote for this leap. I mean, you gotta vote for Joe. You gotta just remember, I'm an average Joe. I've been just doing this my entire life. I think I got the runs or something because I got poopy in my pants. Look, before I get going to the bathroom, I just want to make sure you understand. We're fighting for the soul of America. The only person that can save it is a politician for 47 years that hasn't done it once in those 47 years. My Aunt Judy said I could do it now, though. Just move that teleprompter up a little. And I appreciate you. And I look forward to being the next president of the United States of America, Joe Trump.
Oh, goodness. When you got a Joe Trump deal going, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted to make shirts of that because I always thought that bit would go viral. It never did. They freaking shut everything down I made. Everything. Everything you're seeing, nobody ever saw because they freaking shut it down. These a-hole pieces of garbage. And, like, I got a butte for you. Oof. Man, all of them. There's nothing, I can't, literally, somebody pick a number out of 1 to 35. Pick a number. None of them are bad. Pick a number. Throw a number out there. First one to pick it to throw a number out there gets it. Episode 35 was the another face swap I did with all these different voices. Let me play you another quick thing while we see if somebody wants to check this out. This should have gone viral. Like, did you guys see my rap for Joe Biden yet? This is pretty funny.
Very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness, my mental fitness, my mental fitness.
Look, I can't help it that you chose a sleep sofa as your candidate.
My physical as well as my mental fitness, my mental fitness, my mental.
Have you heard of Joe Biden in the basement? He be hiding, waiting to come out to see his shadow. Run back downstairs, he's a groundhog. Oh no, there's 6 more weeks of race wars.
Physical as well as my mental fitness.
Oh, so that's going to be the rap I'm going to write over that. I think I just did it. I think that'll just be it. I'll clip it tomorrow and drop that, what we just did right there, Nita.
Have you heard of Joe Biden in the basement? He be hiding.
Like, shouldn't that be, like, everywhere? I dropped that. You know what? I should put that as a short. Minds Over Matters! Good to see you! So awesome seeing you. Whenever you pop in, it makes me very happy to see you here. We're in the middle of playing a bunch of crazy old stuff here, Minds. And it's all for just a good laugh. You know, I try to tell people, if you can't look at this from a scope of, this is a crazy world we lived in for a few years, and the way that we were treated and everybody hating each other and forced to divide over silliness. I created a lot of silly stuff here that just helped. I was hoping would get people to see the truth and then say, look, we can't be where we are today. And that's the crazy thing, is looking at this. I said this a while back, but anybody who looks at these 35 episodes is going to see a reflection. In fact, if you go back to the entire year, you'll see the truth, because everything I did in Face Swap Forum that year, I was just responding to the truth based on everything I was seeing. I'm like, no, this is really what's going on. But as Trumper, I'm like, yeah, don't bark up here. Corona. Yeah, just don't invest in the stock. You know, it's not good. And we just kept creating just silly stuff. Like, how about this one? This one, I think, could get me in. No, I don't want to play that one. That one could get me in trouble a little bit. Some of these are so nuts. Okay, I'm going to just pick one out that I know is fun. Like, how about this one right here? How sour is that Don Lemon? Have you seen this one before? Let's roll with it.
Hammerl and Jameson live from the studio. Donald Trump is back with episode 10. How sour is that Don Lemon?
Thank you for joining me on episode 10 of the Donald Trump Show. That's right. Today, we're going to continue our journey, destroying fake news. Today, we're going to look at CNN. Don Lemon. That's right, we call him Con Lemonhead here, but I have an old clip that came across my desk I wanted to share with you guys. So give me your perspectives, okay? Take a look at this.
It got some, many on the political right, wondering why the so-called liberal media wasn't talking about other problems in the black community.
That's interesting, Lemon. Why? Why would you say? This is 2013, by the way.
The outrage that I have is in the lack of really the national attention to what is an epidemic of crime in the black community, committed largely by blacks.
These are the same stats we're talking about now, and everyone calls us racist for bringing up.
Why aren't we talking about it? Good question. Actually, that's not a good question. We've talked about it many times on this show.
You have?
And on CNN.
You see, he could tell he was lying because he took a longer breath.
So that's the reason I didn't want to discuss at length crime in the African-American community, or how to fix other ills that seem to be plaguing the community in general. But now that the jury has reached its verdict, one that everyone must accept, it's time now for some tough love on the subject.
Some tough love from the lemon. Sounds good to me.
Someone on another network got the chance to go first because I couldn't go during the week. I'm only here on the weekend, so listen to this.
The reason there is so much violence and chaos is the disintegration of the African American family.
He's got a point.
He does?
In fact, he's got more than a point.
Wow. Don Lemon agrees with Bill O'Reilly. Who knew that was coming?
Drugs hustling gangs. Nobody forces them to do that. Again, it is a personal decision.
He is right about that too. But in my estimation, he doesn't go far enough.
Oh, Don Lemon's a mathematician now. Yes, I'd like to hear your estimation.
Black people, if you really want to fix the problem, here's just 5 things that you should think about doing.
Here we go. Con Lemonhead, 2013, 5 ways to fix the black community. Let's hear it.
Here's number 5. Pull up your pants.
Pants on the ground. Pants on the ground. Looking like a fool with your pants on the ground.
Number 4 now is the N-word.
Oh my. Here we go.
I understand poetic license, but consider this. I hosted a special on the N-word, suggesting that black people stop using it, and that entertainers stop deluding yourselves or themselves and others that you're somehow taking the word back.
I am curious what people think of that comment.
A lot of African Americans took offense to that too.
Oh, he answered it.
Now number 3, respect where you live.
Is this a special message to the people in Chappie, Chippy, Chaz? What are they calling themselves this week? I think it's a message to Chap.
Start small by not dropping trash, littering in your own communities.
Imagine if they played this over the loudspeakers in Chap.
I've lived in several predominantly white neighborhoods in my life. I rarely, if ever, witness people littering.
Here comes a cheap shot at his community.
I live in Harlem now. It's an historically black neighborhood. Every single day I see adults and children dropping their trash on the ground when a garbage can is just feet away.
Wow, stereotype much?
Just being honest here.
Interesting. When did you decide to get rid of the honesty policy, Lemon?
Number 2, finish school. You want to break the cycle of poverty? Stop telling kids they're acting white because they go to school or they speak proper English.
What Don Lemon is saying right now would be considered racist in 2020.
A high school dropout makes on average $19,000 a year.
Wait, a year?
A high school graduate makes $28,000 a year.
Just graduating, you make 33% more per year.
A college graduate makes $51,000 a year.
That stat is less impressive to me. It costs like $50,000 a year for college. A college graduate makes $51,000?
Over the course of a career, a college grad will make nearly $1 million more than a high school graduate. That's a lot of money.
Yes, $1 million is a lot of money. It's a lot of money to the people of the United States of America. Not so much for Trump. I've got billions, okay?
And number 1, and probably the most important, just because you can have a baby, it doesn't mean you should.
Words you will never hear Don Lemonhead speak again.
Especially without planning for one or getting married first. More than 72% of children in the African American community are born out of wedlock. That means absent fathers.
Look, can't you see, this is the point. Nothing ever changes. It's always the same. It was 72% in 2013 when Obama was the president.
And the studies show that lack of a male role model is an express train right to prison. And the cycle continues.
Yesterday you saw that Sleep Sofa Joe was the one that put them in prison. And Don Lemon remarked how it's a problem in 2013 when Obama was in office. So what's the problem when Trump wants to fix it? Anybody? Bueller?
Pay attention to and think about what has been presented in recent history as acceptable behavior.
Is rioting in the streets acceptable behavior? It's a good question, Don Lemonhead. What do you think we should do, Don?
Pay close attention to the hip-hop and rap culture that many of you embrace.
I embrace the Sugar Hill Gang. To the hip-hop, to hip-hip-hip-hip-hip-hop, to top-it, don't stop. The boogie-boogie bang-bang, sugary-bug-bug.
A culture that glorifies everything I just mentioned, thug and reprehensible behavior. A culture that is making a lot of people rich, just not you.
The time CNN spoke the truth. Wow, it's almost surreal, right? It's surreal to see CNN speaking truth. I kind of like it. How do we get them to speak the truth always? So what happened to Don Lemon in 2020?
This is the thing, Don. You know, black people need to hold other black people accountable.
Okay, before we get started, that's what Don Lemonhead was doing in the 2013 clip we started with. Okay, watch.
I said this the same thing. This is the Black America's version of the Me Too movement. If anything is going to change, we ourselves need to look at our own communities and look at each other and say, this thing cannot go down.
I'm sorry, isn't that exactly what Don said?
And then this is what I'm saying. It's about who is controlling the narrative. It's got to be all Black Lives Matter.
That sounds right. What does Don have to say?
Here's what I have to say.
All right, Spin Doctor. Let's see what you got here.
The Black Lives Matter movement was started because it was talking about police brutality. If you want an all Black Lives Matter movement that talks about gun violence in communities, including, black communities, then start that movement with that name. But that's not what Black Lives Matter is about.
I'm soured by the hypocrisy. It's like eating a lemon. Oh.
So if you're talking about, if someone started a movement that said, cancer matters, and then someone comes in and said, why aren't you talking about HIV? It's not the same thing. We're talking about cancer.
I think Lemonhead doesn't grasp the concept of apples and oranges. If it's 100 people and you're there for all cancer matters, then it would be somebody who stands up and said, I have prostate cancer. And they would say, sit down, buddy. We just said all cancer matters.
So the Black Lives Matter movement is about police brutality and injustice in that manner, not about what's happening in black neighborhoods. There are people who are working on that issue, and if you want to start that issue, why don't you start it?
We have a hypocrite warning.
It is about police brutality. That should never be accepted. Yeah. I am not saying that that's not it, but there's more there. Okay. And when I look at, if they have more on their agenda, we need to ask them about what else is on that agenda.
Right. Don't you just love how uncomfortable Terry Crews made Don Lemonhead? It was hilarious. You could see he got very uncomfortable when he realized he couldn't control Terry Crews. I wonder, could we get Terry Crews on the Trump team? We should look into it. Look, I will see you tomorrow on the next Trump show. Have a good night.
Oh my goodness, that was another silly episode. I mean, they're all nuts, but the Don Lemon hypocrisy I needed to put in, that was episode 10. In fact, after episode 10, I took a little break because I did 10 episodes in about 13 days. When I get onto something, I just keep rolling, Stuck on Mars, we did 5 episodes in 5 days, and that's going to be a movie. But we basically just roll, and this is, again, going to be a movie. I didn't intend these were short shows, but together they are a freaking movie. And, I'll just play you another one just so you have an idea. There is a great one here that I think I'll sort of get in a little trouble for playing. But I think we should play it anyway. This one's just there's a little bit, this is a satire. This is one straight up satire, okay? There's no truth to this one at all, okay?
It's Hammerl and Jameson live with episode 21 of the Donald Trump Show. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump.
Thank you for joining me on episode 21 of the Donald Trump Show. Tonight we're going to talk about Sleeps Over Joe, but we're also talking about Michelle Obama. Not sure if you saw her speech, so we're going to go over a little bit of it. But also, I found an oldie but a goodie. We're going to get into it. Let's see what we got.
Welcome to Kingswood Community Center.
Is Sleeps Over trying to do his best Clint Eastwood or what? He's looking like all into the distance like, make my day, dirtbag.
Actually, that's the one down I used to work. As a joke. You didn't know where we were anyway.
The truth comes out. Bumbling Biden. Did you hear him? He said every time he gaffes, he says, that's a joke. We know you're a joke, Sleeps Over Joe. But you really have no idea where you are, do you? Where are you? What state are you in right now?
And here at home, as George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and a never-ending list of innocent people of color continue to be murdered.
Miguel, I agree with you. Any innocent people should not be getting murdered by cops. But let's be honest, George Floyd, he's a 5-time criminal on his way to being 6th. And unfortunately, that bad cop, yeah, he was maybe racist, I don't know, but he's a bad cop. Terrible cop. He should be in jail forever. And he murdered him. So, but no, that was horrible. But anybody who's murdered, but don't say countless. I think it was 13 last year. What's countless is all of the little boys, girls, adults, all of the people that are dying constantly that are not part of the Black Lives Matter movement.
Stating the simple fact that a Black Life Matters is still met with derision from the nation's highest office.
Look, I love black lives, Michelle.
What we get instead is chaos, division, and a total and utter lack of empathy.
You see this? It's like I should write down what she's saying, and then you could write Antifa on top, and you'd say, that's what's going on right now.
They see an entitlement that says only certain people belong here.
What is she talking about, Bushwood Country Club?
That greed is good and winning is everything, because as long as you come out on top.
Says the former First Lady of the United States, living in a $12.5 million house in Martha's Vineyard.
It doesn't matter what happens to everyone else.
Why did you and your husband, because you want to all of a sudden take credit for him, why did you cut off funding to the historic black colleges and universities? I refunded them, by the way. You ever heard of the Terraform Act, Michelle? Well, your husband didn't. I released 4,400 criminals who really were, it was like minor offenses, and 97% of them were black. Why didn't you do that, huh, Miguel?
They see our leaders labeling fellow citizens enemies of the state.
You know, I'm looking into the Snowden case because you declared him an enemy of the state for just telling the people what you were doing behind their backs. It just goes to show that you didn't just spy on the Trump campaign, you spied on every single human being in the United States of America. Good job. Very good for me. You're going down. So all I gotta say, hashtag Obamagate. Hashtag Shadowgate, really.
While emboldening torch-bearing white supremacists.
You know, this would have been the perfect time for her to bring up the wild people in the streets. They're burning buildings, they're beating people up in the streets, they're murdering each other, the criminals in all the democratic cities. And she doesn't bring it up. She talks about white supremacists. Where the hell is that going on? We're talking about rioting in the streets. It's all of your people, Betuele.
They watch in horror as children are torn from their families and thrown into cages.
Are you kidding me? We're talking about the cages that your husband built. Look at this, right on national television. She's lying to the people. Your husband is the one who built the cages and used them first. I don't even know how much we use them, but I know your husband built them.
And pepper spray and rubber bullets are used on peaceful protesters for a photo op.
Why would I not take a photo op with a Bible in my hand? It's a total baller move. Look, they shouldn't have been throwing glass bottles and water bottles that are frozen at the police officers, so they got what they deserved.
Sadly, this is the America that is on display for the next generation.
Unfortunately, what's on display for the next generation is a psyop that your husband created, and you guys continue to foster fake news. Yes, that's right. You guys created it for Trump, and I'm just destroying it against you because all of you are fake news.
I want to start by thanking Harvey Weinstein for organizing this amazing day. Harvey.
What?
This is possible because of Harvey. He is a wonderful human being, a good friend, and just a powerhouse.
Are you kidding me? Harvey Weinstein? Oh my goodness. But well, you are one heck of a judge of character, I have to say. Big league.
And the fact that he and his team took the time to make this happen for all of you should say something not about me or about this place, but about you.
Actually, it says a lot about you, Mitchell. But look, let's see, do we have anything else, or is that it?
By the way, we're going to have, if I get elected president, free college education for 4 years of college, flat out.
Are you kidding me? We're talking about Sleeps Over Joe, or is that Bernie Sanders? Free college? How are we going to do? Let's just write checks for everybody and give them college for free. This is hilarious. Look, I got to tell you, we got to get these people out of here. Look, I'll see you guys on the next episode of The Donald Trump Show.
Oh my goodness. You know, I mean, the truth is why they didn't want you to see that. If people saw that, they'd be like, holy freaking cow. Because you see the real clips, the real detail, and you're saying to yourself, what the freaking heck? None of it makes sense. None of it makes any sense, you know? But they get away with everything. Let me see what else we have here if I play you one more. Jeez. Oh, this is one of the best episodes. This is when it really took a turn. This is when they totally shadow banned me. I think it was from this episode on. I was like, oh, nobody ever found me again. It's clearly not very popular to play this. We're losing people when I play these because not everybody likes them. But it's comedy, and I hope you guys can appreciate it for that. It's comedy, and we all need a laugh.
Hamill and Jameson live from the studio. Donald Trump joins us for the 7th episode of The Donald Trump Show.
Thank you very much for joining me on episode 7 of The Donald Trump Show. We're going to get right into it today. I've got a lot more on Sleeps Over Joe. That's right, we're calling him Bumbling Biden as well now. So let's get into it. What do we got? First clip of the show.
You gotta, I mean, we gotta reassure. Look, here, my message to everybody I talk to is we're gonna get through this.
Are you sure, Joe? It looks like you can't even get through a sentence.
We provide a Medicare option. That's exactly what Rap Rock and I talked about in the beginning.
I'm sorry, did he just call Barack Rap Rock? I didn't realize he had a pet name for Barack Obama. Hey, Rap Rock, let's get together and go and talk about that foreign policy. Hey, Rap Rock, you want to get together and play some basketball? Hey, Rap Rock, could you make me a PB&J? Absolutely hilarious.
I made a mistake. I said it 14 years ago. I trusted George Bush to keep his word. He said he was not going to go into Iraq.
This is when it gets really interesting. You ready?
Only way we're going to get rid of Saddam Hussein. And it's going to require guys like you in uniform to be back on foot in the desert taking taking Saddam down.
Wait, I'm sorry, but didn't you just say that you were against the war, Sleeps Over? I think he's losing his memory again.
From the moment shock and awe started, from that moment, I was opposed to the effort and I was outspoken.
Let's take a look at Outspoken Joe. Yes, maybe we'll call him Outspoken Joe if it's good. Let's see.
Some of my own party have said that it was a mistake to go to Iraq in the first place. But the cost of not acting against Saddam, I think, would have been much greater. The President of the United States is a bold leader, and he is popular.
No, after that clip, that's it. We're gonna call him Backtrack Biden. That's right. He backtracks. He said that he didn't support the war, that he's talking about George Bush like they're best friends. I'm not sure what's true with Sleep Sofa Joe.
When I marched in the civil rights movement, I marched with tens of thousands of others to change attitudes. And we changed attitudes.
When I was about the age of the guy standing over there, I got involved in the civil rights movement.
And now, the truth.
I was not an activist. I was not out marching. I was not down in Selma. I was not anywhere else.
Okay, so basically, Sleep Sofa Joe never did any actual protesting, although he's been campaigning on it for his entire career.
The first year in law school, I decided I didn't want to be in law school and ended up in the bottom 2/3 of my class, and then decided I wanted to stay, went back to law school, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class.
Look, I really want you to pay attention to the detail in this video right here.
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect.
I'm pretty sure that your IQ is a moving number, Sleep Sofa.
I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship.
So let's get to the truth.
Senator Joseph Biden may have more explaining to do.
The new questions stem from taped remarks of Biden during an April campaign appearance in New Hampshire.
And in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I won the International Moot Court competition. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only need 123 credits, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
If I could say one thing.
Look, the facts are Sleep Sofa Joe was a terrible student.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class.
He didn't?
That he does not have 3 degrees from college.
He doesn't?
And that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Really?
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't stop laughing. Back then, I guess they didn't fact check you in real time. That must have been a couple weeks later. So funny.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed him.
Sleep Sofa Joe makes up things. Bumbling Biden. Did you hear him bumble there? He's a bumbler. Bumbling Biden strikes again.
Oh my goodness, bumbling Biden. Backtrack Biden. I do like that. I think there's something to that. I saw your note. I really was thinking doing it tomorrow because I was getting a little tired, but you know what? I'm rallying.
time you see this child, first time you'll understand true love. And even though you felt it many times before, get in the car, go down to the hospital, go see your grandchild for the first time. Park the car, lock the door and run inside. Stop at the front desk, signing in. You get on the elevator, push the 4th floor. The bell rings and you see the door slide open on you. Not too fast, so they think that you need an emergency. No, just enough out of excitement. You walk into the room and see little Noah laying there, little baby. Tell me, and he could hear you now, but he can't. He's just exploring for the first time. And it's your turn. Hold the baby, hold little Noah against you. Build that lifetime bond, yeah. Nobody really knows this fact. Every child is really born in the grandma's womb. You say, what you talking about, Mark? You're crazy. Well, it's more complicated than that. You see, every young lady has her eggs. They're formed in her mother's womb, which means those eggs are the same eggs that birthed you. Yeah, that's why there's such a connection between a grandma and her grandchild. So when you see that little baby smile and you hold him close all night and sing to him and you tell him how much you love him. No one, yes, here to save a soul. Baby, no one. They talked about you in the Bible long ago. And there's a prophesied you come back to save a soul. Baby, no one. Daniel, baby, born into this crazy world. Will he save us all from ourselves? Baby Noah, baby Noah, baby Noah, baby Noah.
How was that, Christine? It's a cool beat. It could have been a song to get a loop going and rock out on. It's a good baby song. Baby Noah, pick throwing it, right, Pamela? Got to do a pick throw. So, guys, I guess you know what? When we did, writing songs in the moment, Renaissance show. There is one story you got to get to, I guess, Joanne, because this show's getting late. We're getting late into the show, Joanne. Let's quickly get into this one. Window to avert catastrophic climate change is quickly closing. Christine, thank you so much. And thank you so much for the request. We wrote a beautiful song for Baby Noah, and I will put that on an album probably. I don't know. I have to go back and check it out, but I think it was pretty cool. Thank you, Minds. You know, it's fun, but sometimes here's a good thing to say. You know, sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I'm feeling like up to the challenge. It's crazy, but the moment you force yourself into anything in life, if you can get yourself into the moment, you can really find something there. And what's difficult is that we're forced with reality to not be able to get there. It happens to all of us, you know. And somehow we have to find a way through it all so we can get to our happiness. And it's not an easy thing. It really isn't. But when we come here together, I'm able to forget about everything that's crappy in my existence in real estate and everything else too, you know. And hopefully we can get more people to join us here in order to find some of the positivity out there. And this is an opportunity for you guys to come and enjoy some clean content, but you can use that chat however you feel. You know, this chat is yours. We've had chats about this, especially recently, but like, yeah, you guys are in there to express yourself. So however you speak is how you speak in there. And none of the mods should be blocking anybody or anybody's chats for anything that's said or swear words, because how people speak is the way they should speak. I just do a clean show, so anybody who happens to be tuning in to watch the show sees a family-friendly performance. But in the chat, you guys feel free to do whatever the heck. It's your chat. And I don't want people to stop being themselves, so always be yourself. That's what this show is about. So express fully. And if anybody has anything to say and there's a problem at all, ever, you send me an email, mp@markpires.com, and I will take care of it. But everybody here has, I think, gotten that tip, is we're just here to have full expression for everybody. I express myself fully. I want everybody to be able to do that in the chat. And with that, we bring the rest of the world in so they can express themselves. Of course, we're hoping the negative people get the hell out and they just don't bother, but we're going to come across people like that. So just keep in mind, you're not going to be able to get away from all of it. So I will absolutely see you guys tomorrow for day 1191. We're closing in, guys. We're closing in. If you can, tell a friend. Let people know we're here. And tomorrow I will see you again. Until then, fam and friends, my brother Yardbirds, Pamela Swan, Minds Over Matter, Christine Seidman, Chris Donaldson. What am I saying, Donahue? I'm freaking tired already. 12:07. I am going to send you guys a link real quick. This is the link to the Renaissance Man show. This is the link to our Telegram page. Here we go. Telegramming it. And I'll say again, Chris Donaldson, my brother, and if Susan Donahue happens to be out there somewhere, hi, Susan Donahue. So Christine, Chris, minds over matter. Guys, minds over matters. Head over to Telegram. Give us a follow over there so you can make sure you get every single notification. And if you have not followed me on TikTok yet, guys, I'm dropping a lot more stuff on TikTok than I am on YouTube lately, just because. There's people actually seeing my content over there, which is good. Not a lot, but still more than we're getting here on YouTube. And if I can bring them from there over to here, then I think that's a very good thing. We're already getting a few family members that have joined us from TikTok, so we want to try to keep that momentum going. There's my link to TikTok if you guys can join me. Until tomorrow, fam and friends, it's Mark Pyers. We'll do the story tomorrow. And it's Renaissance Man. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. You got to go away. Yeah. Check the clips. Check everything we drop. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Have a good night.